Hey guys, welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Who are we gonna talk about today? Nevada! Today we're seeking what Nevada, the so-called influencer, is actually like and how exactly she's influencing people. Influencing or wrongly influencing? Well, Nevada's one of the highest followed influencers from Ukraine, now based in LA. Her Instagram is more perfect with 2.6 million followers. Her YouTube is massive with 7.43 million subscribers. Her fans are madly obsessed with her, and her personality? We'll be diving into it right away. She is the most toxic and most problematic influencer one could come across. She's a girl whose character changes with every new post, every new video, and every new content. She doesn't adapt with the changing trend, but literally changes her personality and character with time. And let's not call it evolution. Let's better call it chameleon-like behavior. She cries over her body shape and overall body type every now and then. She's always unhappy with the way she looks and her weight. She not only expresses that over-dramatically on her social media pages, but also shares how she copes with it. And trust me, that process itself is extremely hazardous for society. The young generation who follows her is directly, indirectly being carved at the wrong influence spread by her. She skips meals for days and days. She has bottles and bottles of vitamins and other medications as her breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals. She not only does that for herself, but puts out this campaign on her social media saying, "Who all is with me in this?" And the fans go crazy over it. There are people who follow her and admire her body and beauty, following her diet plans too. To give you a trailer of changing shades of her personality, she was stalked, followed, and her essentials were robbed by a stalker. She cried and made a mess out of it. It was all fair till the day she straight away went on a date with her stalker. In this video, we'll get to know about Nevada, her toxic personality, and the wrong influence she's spreading in society with her problematic content. Who in this realistic world of realistic content and influencers being as normal and relevant as possible skips all the meals for 9 days? Well, Nevada does.
Before this day, I didn't eat like nine days.
Oh, can you tell us why?
Now, this video of hers is more toxic than her friends. By friends, I mean, well, we'll come to that later. But anyone could burst into laughter by watching this video. So yes, she did not eat for 9 days straight. The reason being asked, she says, just stress, I'm nervous. I mean, sitting at a random place with a weird backdrop and talking in a lower voice isn't making you sound serious, girl. Get over it and stop acting. Ever wondered how she could survive without a bite of food? She drank Red Bull. Yeah, she just consumed Red Bull all day. People going gaga about her? Guys, this is toxic. Wake up. In one of her other videos, she says she's addicted to Red Bull, and that's the first thing she consumes at the start of the day.
Hi. Cheers. I'm obsessed with Red Bull, and I don't understand why. For me, it's like addiction. Every morning I drink Red Bull, like small size, but I can live without it. So
yeah, that's not a very good habit. Influencing by being real is one thing, but influencing wrong by being addicted and sharing that as part of your routine? No, girl, not so influential. In one of her YouTube videos, she had shared the repercussions of her idiotic diet plans and how it made her suffer through insomnia. She was hospitalized and couldn't digest the diet suggested by the doctors.
In middle school, I was chubby, and my classmates and so-called friends bullied me for my excess weight. I struggled a lot. And at that moment, I decided to put an end to it all. I started trying out all the diets I could find on the internet, which caused a lot of health problems. I paid no attention to them and decided to stop eating altogether. It all seems quite harmless at the start, till I began fainting, throwing up, suffering from insomnia. The outcome, I was taken to a hospital. I spent a long time there on an IV drip. I was prescribed a bunch of pills and special diet, but I couldn't get over it and lead a normal life.
In the era of body positivity, promoting the zero figure and body shaming in an indirect way is shameful. Here's a video of her transformation where she asks, "Who all is with me in this?" "No one, girl. Just sit and rethink what you're doing on a social platform."
15 pounds. Someone told me that I need to take it. Taking another pills. I would eat it in the morning. I love it. And I'm eating a lot of this soup. I don't want to be fat.
A girl who promotes having bottles of vitamins for breakfast and then not eating for days is crazy. And her fans are crazy about it. Guys, it's time to have a parents' meetup. Let's get y'all out of it. Let's not just shoot Nevada, but there are other influencers too who are spreading wrong judgments about physique. For example, Liv Schmidt. Here's an expanded version of your paragraph with added scientific information. According to her bio, it's not a sin to want to be thin, saving America from obesity one person at a time. She aggressively promotes eating less and striving for thinness, claiming she wants to turn America thin and skinny. But where are these influencers really taking and guiding the younger generation? In a world where many people are already struggling with body image issues, trying to accept themselves as they are, these influencers are providing harmful guidance. The journey towards self-love is one of the hardest emotional battles many people face, and pushing unrealistic standards of thinness only complicates this process. Scientific studies have shown that promoting extreme weight loss and unhealthy body ideals can lead to long-term physical and psychological harm, including eating disorders like anorexia nervosa and bulimia. The obsession with being thin can result in increased anxiety, depression, and lower self-esteem. Judging body types and constantly endorsing skinny as the ideal can further isolate those that don't meet this narrow standard, making them feel ashamed of their natural bodies. This kind of harmful messaging does nothing but perpetuate a culture of body dissatisfaction and self-loathing. We must shift the conversation to embrace diversity in body types and encourage individuals to prioritize their health, both mentally and physically, over unattainable ideals. Let's check the recent post of Liv. This post says, "A skinny mindset with food be like, why? Why can't people just eat healthy? Why do people strictly need to be thin and skinny?" Just posting was not enough, so Madam has opened the Skinny Society, which only has a private access to it. The same country with legends like Adele, who's rocking the stage with her outstanding voice and skills, and Michelle Obama, who's thriving to bring good to the society. These influencers like Liv and Nevada are struggling to turn society thinner and nothing else. Well, both the mentioned legends are very much beyond the typical body standards of society. On the other hand, there are influencers who are trying to spread body positivity with all their heart and utter generosity. Stephanie Yobo is an influencer who writes about body image and travel. Here is a post dedicated to body positivity by her. In the caption, she says, "I promise you, it's okay to exist in a bigger body and not have an exaggerated hourglass shape. Irrespective of what the media, the body positivity movement, or what the communities with which you identify try and tell you, at the same stage, we need to unshackle ourselves from the obsession with having a snatched waist and wider hips. It's an unattainable standard of beauty that relies mostly on genetics and does not determine your worth, your sexuality, your sensuality, or your femininity. One of the worst things the body positivity movement ever did was to promote the hourglass, fat, chubby shape as the typical, acceptable fat standard, thus creating a standard of beauty within the movement that a lot of women and non-binary people, who initially were looking for a safe space, then felt they had to replicate in order to feel seen. Never forget that all body shapes are deserving and worthy of representation, care, and humanity. How beautifully she's explained how beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. This is the influence our society needs. So, let's get back to Nevada and her friends. This is her group of friends. Now, does it all make sense? The whole gang is a little crackhead. Most of the time, it seems like these people join her in her content for the sake of fame. Let's check her other influencer friends with whom she collaborates on the social media platforms. This is her recent reel on Instagram with her friends, Anna Malignon.
Hi British Vogue, I'm Charlie XCX and this is what's in my bag.
Now, Anna is an OnlyFans creator. Okay, let's give it to her Instagram as it is very beautiful and her face doesn't look that unnatural. But wait, she is promoting her OnlyFans content directly with zero hesitation on her Instagram? This is nothing but shameless of her. Now let's come to Jenna, the other one in this reel. This is her Instagram account. She too is beautiful and doesn't have any sexual content on her Instagram. But look at this page linked to her Instagram info that has adult content, sex education, and the wrong influence of such pages on the young minds. The internet is the most accessible medium for the younger generation to seek education, information, and entertainment. But when influencers, who are the most followed people on the social media platforms nowadays, hold an invisible responsibility of guiding and carving this generation, I mean, if you can't shape them, at least don't misguide them where they're nothing left in the shape of an amoeba, confused and hopeless. Sex is the most attractive topic for teenagers. The hormonal rush and the dopamine hit is what they always look for. It's the age and everyone goes through it. But this is the time when you, as an influencer, guide them through serious things in a fun way, keeping the internet as a medium. Sex education is something that should be carefully handled by the adults and passed on to the younger generation. But Nevada and her friends choose to influence people by the channels of OnlyFans and other such pages. There are many articles proving how sites like OnlyFans are misguiding people. Here's an article which shows the repercussions of using such sites. In this article, a lady who was going through chemotherapy faced bankruptcy as her husband was addicted to OnlyFans and spent all their money in getting the subscription for OnlyFans. She also says, not only was it shocking, she said, it was devastating. There are hundreds and thousands of podcasts and documentaries educating society about sex. But Nevada and her group of friends are shamelessly promoting such content on their social media. And that thing is more than harmful. It's not about judging people who are doing such practices. It's more harmful for them than it is for their fans and audiences. The beauty fades, but the wrong influence stays. While a lot of people in very well-known channels are making documentaries on sex workers, their life is miserable by the end of the day. Studies say they go through extreme mental issues, leading to anxiety, panic attacks, and even depression. The effects on mental health are severe, with high rates of depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, among those who sell sex, exacerbated by social stigma, discrimination, physical violence, and mistreatment by the authorities. Sure, they make a huge amount of money and get ample followers, but this is moralless, and this shouldn't be the way to influence the upcoming generations. There are stand-up comedians like Hassan Minhaj who are subtly spreading awareness in the society with the source of humor and entertainment. Here's a part of a video of Hassan's take on racism.
Here's a dirty little secret. White people, you're not even the best at racism. No, they had a lot of hits. They had some bangers, right? Slavery, Jim Crow, just classics, but some new teams have emerged to compete for the title. See, now this is important. Now fact check me here. See, when white people are racist, they're racist against people that don't look like them. Which is wrong. But it kind of makes sense. Asian people? We hate people who look exactly fucking like us. Look at us, right? Hindustanis, Indians, who do we on? Pakistanis, right? Pakistanis, right? You on Bengalis, you on Sri Lankans on Nepalese people. That's just the hairy Asians. Let's talk about hairless Asians, shall we? They're here, let's talk about it. Hey, let's air it out. Let's say what we can't say at the DEI meeting. Let's just get it out, right? Right, Chinese people, yes. You shit on Koreans, right? Koreans shit on Japanese people shit back on Koreans. Both of those people shit on Chinese people. Meanwhile, Taiwan and Tibet, they're like, hey, hello. And China's like, shut the fuck up.
How beautiful is he trying to explain things in a subtle way to the touch of humor? And another video of him explaining about alpha males and how toxic it is.
I'm part of a generation of men that don't read, but listen to podcasts. Terrifying. All my homies out here texting me alpha male memes. Just hard times make hard men. Hard men make good times. Good times make soft men. A society will never value its men until the wolves are at the door. I'm like, Sanjay, you're a software engineer. Shut the fuck up. Why? Why are you texting me like you're Julius Caesar? Whatever, bro. Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality. Sanjay, you blew your knee out playing pickleball, and you're quoting Kobe Bryant. If Kobe knew you were quoting him, he would put you in a helicopter and crash that himself.
Being in a wrong influence and a group of people with the wrong mindset is just going to rupture your personality and not build it. Her group of friends, including Thomas, who is there just for the sake of growing his social media presence, Amelia is too bold but immature for her age. Jenna has another link to her page where she promotes the sex videos of hers attached to her Instagram. Anna, who is officially a member of OnlyFans community and is badly exposing herself for the sake of fame and views and more. And all of them are nothing but a group of people with wrong mindset and bad thought processes. Nobody has a solid chance in front of the media and in the field. No one talks about real stuff, and all of them just care about the views. Remember when Tumblr had their own time back then? They promoted unnecessary things and had quite a bad effect on society. Skip dinner, wake up thinner was insane and had demolished the healthy lives of many back then. Back in the 90s, an American television sitcom called Friends had no black character throughout the series. But when pointed out, they introduced a black side character for a while in the series. Coming back to our toxic queen Nevada, another video of body shaming on her channel.
Sorry, I'm not into short guys.
But this is the age of smart people with an open mindset, holding much more freedom and ability to bring good into the world. Let us not let the crappy group of people like Nevada and her friends ruin it for us as a society. An influencer's job is highly creative and needs consistency and relevance. So influencers, or anyone for that matter, who are objectifying themselves are not going to last forever. There will come a time when your bodies are going to loosen up, get wrinkles, scratches, and you'll be officially called old. Being young by mind and spirit is a whole different concept, which helps in maintaining both the physical and mental energy. But if you're doing a job like posting on sites like OnlyFans or even Pornhubs, you're not going to last long. Not even as much as any other not-so-famous influencer. The impact surely will be high, but temporary. Well, you're not just going to ruin your audience's mental health, but your own mental and physical health. There are issues like fear of missing out, FOMO, already rising in society. People feel like they're living their lives, but are always unsatisfied with whatever they have and wherever they are. They compare their lives with the other people, and then of course, the grass seems greener on the other side. There are rising numbers when it comes to anxiety, too. People have become extremely anxious and are always in search of validation for any little thing they do. Influencers most of the time are very lonely inside while they're running blindly behind the views. But let's come down to the hard facts. Bodies are going to vanish, legacy is going to stay if you're really influencing people. Coming back to the friend group, yes, everybody is similarly toxic in their own way. But when it comes to Sophie, she is the youngest in the group and must be around 17 years old. But looks like she is way more mature. Looking at her YouTube content and other content on Instagram and other social media platforms, Sophie is way beyond and ahead of all the others in the group. Her personality is very much relevant for most people, and she has quite a loyal fan base. Whatever she talks about is super sensible and entertaining compared to the other group members, including Nevada. Let's dive into her YouTube and see how it's sensible and relevant for many. Here's a video of her saying, "We visited the place with 0 reviews." This basically shows she doesn't just follow the famous attractions, but uses her social media to promote the non-famous places. Let's talk about another video of her which says, "I turned into Princess Amelia." This shows her honesty toward her own content and her fans. Yes, she copied another personality, but she isn't hiding it. She is instead honoring it and embracing it. Also, she caring about Amelia is very evident on the internet, and her fans love that. Let's take a look at this short example. It's such a simple YouTube short, which showcases how tired and low one can feel sometimes. It's so relevant and natural, with no extra drama and toxic and fake acting with faded mascara and crocodile tears. This content has pretty good views, and is appreciated by her fans for being super relevant. It literally says, not feeling like yourself and not being able to showcase your skills or being hit by the low phase in life happens to everyone. And nobody is special or unlucky to be at that place. There are many people who have made genuine appreciation videos on Sophie's life too, and this is one of them.
Sophie Manassian is in a weird spot right now. She's young, talented, and actually hardworking, which is rare in today's influencer world. She's been dancing since she was 2 years old, moved to Los Angeles in 2015, and has spent years grinding to build a name for herself. She's massive. Over 2.2 million followers on Instagram, 7.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and 1.1 million followers on TikTok. Originally from Kazakhstan, Sophie moved to LA to pursue a full-time career in dance. From an early age, it was clear she was born to perform. She first stepped on stage at just 2 years old. Since then, she's honed her skills in both dancing and content creation.
But let's get to the fact that she really isn't in good company. Being so mature at that age, but being around weird and problematic people like Nevada, Thomas, and even Amelia is going to take her image down one day. People are slowly going to question her. This also might be the way of her just collaborating with these people for the sake of online growth on the internet, though. Taking that as a possibility, we can just wish for her to stay relevant and natural for the rest of her career on the internet. Let's take a look at the recent content on her YouTube. Here it says, "Stalker broke into my car," where the thumbnail contains just the best and worst makeup you could see. Here, we're with her till she calls her stalker crazy. Of course, stalking is a crime, and there are many people suffering through this problem. I mean, stalking a person and invading their privacy, following them physically, keeping a watch on them all the time, and even stalking online is nothing but a crime, and it's disturbing. The law says, felony stalking is punishable by up to 5 years in state prison. Stalking offenders with certain felony domestic violence or criminal threats convictions are subject to up to 10 years in state prison. So this stalker of Nevada stalked her car everywhere and broke into her car, grabbed all her important documents and ran away. And now she has no car anymore. So at the start of the video, you'll watch her all cheerful and humorous about a stalker breaking the window of her car. I mean, girl, that's something to be taken seriously. And not going, oh damn, someone broke into my car, let's make content out of it. But yeah, it is Nevada after all. She made a video out of it. Her friends were all chill and this situation was all fun and games. But why does the video start with, "I'm scared of a stalker," where she is literally crying on the camera? Was it even the real tears? Doubtful. Whatever, but the makeup was on point where all her mascara was flowing down. All of this cinema was nothing else than fake feminism. There are lots of other women who are fighting for their rights and are struggling to get freedom, to get education. Freedom of speech, freedom to wear what they want, freedom to perceive their passion and turn it into their career. There are girls in the small towns and villages who are struggling with stepping out of their homes. There are girls who are unable to understand what the menstrual cycle is. They're unaware of the sanitary napkins, personal hygiene, and other basic necessities. There are women struggling for pay parity. There are women struggling through domestic violence and much more. While influencers like Nevada, who come from a decent background and are living their standard lives in the metropolitan cities of the developed countries, are expected to, if not contribute in the upliftment of uneducated girls and stand with the feminist women who are putting out their blood and sweat, all they choose to do is give a shout out to fake feminism and mold its definition according to their own convenience. Nevada, crying in a video and saying she wants to walk free on the roads and she doesn't want to be chased by a random stalker, is something sensible, but it isn't authentic if you don't stick to your statement. You can't cry and make fun of the situation in the same video. Doing things just for the sake of getting more views is going to drain their careers at some point in time. After all of this insensible and terrible way of handling a situation, she literally made a video where she is going on a date with her stalker. Who in this world first cries and then blames and then goes on a date with a stalker? And the fans going gaga about it in her comment box? Guys, it's time to grow up, right? Being an influencer, first showing the stalker situation like it's all fun and games, and then straight up going on a date with him is nuts. Well, she didn't stop there. She made another video saying she fell in love with the stalker. Like, give me some time to breathe and inhale your insanity, lady. Stop. Take a break. Go on some spiritual vacation and come back with all your brain cells at place. Well, let's dive into the comments section of these videos, which involves her stalker. These are the comments saying, I would be so creeped out if that happened to me. Or, Nevada, you are not in love, you are in danger. And, you are so dumb, Nevada. These are the people who are being all sensible in the comments section down her content. Now let's talk about the music video Nevada had launched on her YouTube channel about a year ago. It's called Want Me Back. And the lyrics say, you want me dropping everything to take you back. You want me missing all the things you said we had. So when it comes to this particular song, let's not judge it because it has turned out to be really good. Appreciated. Claps. The voice, the look, the lyrics are all to the point and kind of relevant to the wider audience. And not only her fans, but a large audience went gaga about the song. It crossed around 771,000 views and lots of good comments in the comments section on YouTube. It was appreciated on Instagram too. Now let's go back to the stalker video on her YouTube. One of the first few lines she said at the start of the video was, if you would want me to choose to go on a date with an ex of mine or a stalker, I would always choose a stalker. Now girl, could you take your time and decide what exactly you want from life? You're making a whole damn song about missing your ex, and then you're crossing out your own statement, going on a date with a stalker, which always isn't a right way of influencing people. So here we can see her personality keeps on changing, and the graph keeps on moving in a weird direction. A person who has 1,000 different shades of different colors, that too on social media platforms. How can our generation find it relevant and real? Real talent who are having firm opinions and are not appreciated enough for what they're thriving to showcase in front of society. There are a lot of travel, food, science, music, and other influencers in the USA, and we choose to watch the content of the influencers like Nevada, Anna, and Jenna. This isn't just the judgmental view towards Nevada, but we need to check what the content choices are, especially the current generation with access to an ample amount of content. Nowadays, the sky's the limit for the content you get to watch on every social platform out there. There are people posting crap on their pages and posting it with utter consistency. People are going to live all naked. Is that what we call art? Art is supposed to be pure and unique and something that influences society towards the extreme delusions and realities of the world. It isn't just crap posting. The current generation is having a platter overloaded with all kinds of content, all handy. So the confusion is understandable. We take an hour to decide what to watch on Netflix since there are an immense amount of choices there. But after gauging all good and bad, right and wrong, let's all be sensible about our choices, as it's going to shape our way of thinking and our way of making decisions in our lives. Honestly, influencers like Nevada don't care what influence they're leaving back on you guys. They don't care if it's pushing out content with no realism on the internet. They don't find themselves accountable for the effects they're spreading in society. But one thing they care about a lot, even more than their character, any guesses? The views. Yes, all they care about is the views. You watch their content, you rewatch it, they get the views, and they get y'all to subscribe to their channel, and they get you all to follow them. And of course, they get paid out of all this chaos. They get paid and they keep getting richer with zero contribution to the betterment, but all destruction. So the audience is supporting them by building bigger houses, getting them their brand new Mercedes, getting them to go on expensive vacations and whatnot. But are these influencers supporting you back? They're having their chilled beer on the luxurious villa at the beach in a new country every new month, all at the cost of your bad mental health and ruining your personality. Well, that video of hers, which involves the stalker, has about 400,000 views. That will hardly make her around $500. She is ruining the audience's mental health, and at the top of everything, her own mental health and character at the cost of $500. That's even more insane. I mean, what is your profit out of it? You, Nevada, unlike the other idiot influencers and crap content, are not even earning well out of your content. I worry about her own mental health now. Here's a video of her saying, "We are all going to get a real job," and her friends go nuts.
TikTok get banned, and you know what that means? We need to find a real job. So today, me and my influencer friends are splitting into 3 teams and working real 9-to-5 job and trying to see who's gonna make the most amount of money.
Because a real job is tough and needs a bit of your brain, maybe? So let's come to Nevada's personality. If it's not real, at least it should be original. But all she does is try to copy the other famous influencers and actors. Everybody tries to imitate famous celebrities and look at them as their role models, but just copying and pasting other people's style and posting it on your own Instagram and other social media platforms doesn't make you famous. You can copy the style, but you can't bring out the same vibe, and you can't carry this similar aura. Who exactly does she try to copy? Here on this Reddit post, a person says she's trying to copy Nessa Barrett, and the team is trying to mold her into Nessa. To give you the examples through pictures, here they are. Look at the makeup, the colors, the poses and the mirror selfies, everything is copied. Even the style of photographs is the same. Here's another photo comparison of her with Nessa. Look at the red color hair, the black and white color theme, the dressing style, the loose braids, and how she didn't even hesitate to wear a similar cap. I don't understand. I mean, at least give Nessa credit below your pictures. This comparison between Nevada and Nessa shows a clear pattern, where Nevada seems to be copying Nessa's style and image, something that has sparked backlash from Nessa's fans. It's not just about the aesthetic, it's about authenticity. Influencers like Nessa work incredibly hard to establish their own unique brand, and when someone else mimics that, it can feel disrespectful. Nessa has built her career from the ground up through her authenticity, hard work, and dedication. She became known for her engaging content, distinctive fashion sense, and connection with her followers. As an influencer, Nessa has carved a niche by staying true to her individuality, and fans appreciate the genuine persona she presents. Copying someone else's style not only lacks creativity, but also undermines the efforts that influencers like Nessa put into creating a career based on their own identity. By mimicking her, Nevada takes away from the originality that influencers like Nessa have spent years cultivating. It's essential to recognize the hard work behind a personal brand, and this is what truly sets influencers apart from one another. Again, the haircut, the top, hair color, and even the angle of taking a picture is all the same. Just the same. And another picture comparison of these two. Let's just get over it because she ain't gonna stop. The whole point here is being inspired by someone's personality, their style of pictures, hair, makeup, is completely justified unless you aggressively just copy-paste all of that and share on your social media platform just to be famous. Influencers are respected for their originality. They're the ones bringing change in today's world. But if you start copying other influencers, there's no space for realism, and thus the career won't last long. Because there are a lot of others who are trying to copy. But then those including you are no real influencers. People cherish authenticity, not just from the influencers, but also from other artists like actors, musicians, singers, painters, writers, animators, and everyone else. People cherish authentic writing over the copy and pasted ChatGPT content. Actors who act to express but not impress the audience with just their glamour are rewarded. Singers who refuse to always use the auto-tune and rock the floor with their original voice are rewarded. The Studio Ghibli has a loyal fan base, unlike the AI-generated Ghibli photos that are going viral these days. People want relevancy, as they're mature enough to understand the difference between a real and a delusional world. In this chaos, there are influencers who struggle to put up authentic and original content on the social media platforms with high consistency. Mr. Beast, James Stephen Donaldson, for example, is the most loved YouTuber and influencer, not just in the States, but all over the world. Kids follow his work, his content, and there are a lot of younger minds trying to think and execute content like him. He is a true inspiration for many. Then there is another adventure influencer called Itchy Boots. She's a girl who travels alone all over the world on her motorcycle. She gives the most unique experiences for her audiences. It's the growing channel all in all. Asia Barber, one of the most cherished fashion influencers in the world, who not only executes unique fashion, but takes care of sustainability too. Another amazing and one of the youngest, but one of the most inspirational influencers is Jenny Hoyos, and this is her content. This girl just plays around the shorts and studies them with utter depth. Let's dive into another post on the Reddit. Here's the expanded version of your paragraph with added context and elaboration. Nevada and her group were recently spotted taking a selfie in front of raging fires, and the audience went absolutely mad. People flooded the comments section with outrage, with one comment reading, "This is disgusting." The backlash was swift and intense, but the most poignant reaction came from a deeply hurt viewer who shared their personal experience. They wrote, "Okay, so I'm from New Orleans. I've had a lot of dumb little TikTokers rolling around the French Quarter where we had a terrorist attack, making videos and gawking at the site where we had a freaking terrorist attack. They harassed and complained when the quarter was closed after the said terrorist attack. And when it did open, they complained because we were too sad and bumming them out. So believe me when I say NOLA sends their love and support to LA, one LA to another LOL. Empathy is a lost art. It's very sad. This comment emphasizes how individuals like Nevada and her group often lack empathy and sensitivity towards others who are dealing with real trauma. Another comment went even further, expressing deep frustration with the influencer culture. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but these are the types who should be getting burned. People messing around and playing in the fires, and those lighting the fires deserve to be burned instead of the innocent people who physically couldn't leave. While extreme, this comment highlights the anger people feel when influencers seemingly use tragedy or danger as a backdrop for their own gain, ignoring the real human suffering that is unfolding. Influencers like Nevada, who prioritize creating content over showing empathy for those affected by disasters, are at risk of alienating their audience. These incidents underline how empathy is an essential quality that should be embedded in every influencer's approach, as it reflects not only their character, but also the values they promote to their followers. In a world where viral content often takes precedence over genuine connection, it's crucial for influencers to remember the responsibility they hold in shaping perceptions and behaviors. Looking at the comments, it seems like the audience is really hurt by her taking a selfie in front of the fire. It's harsh, and we don't expect the influencers to make fun of serious situations like these. Now let's dive into Nevada's relationship with her dad.
Okay, I'm from Ukraine, from Odessa, the most beautiful place. I spent all my childhood at this city with my family and my friends. I was 15. My dad told me that I can't do anything. I need to go to school, come back home, do my homework, no friends, no activities, no hobbies, nothing. I tried to hide from him that I'm hanging out with friends. When I told him like, oh dad, I'm sorry, I'm going to like my class or something, like English class or whatever, and I went to hang with my friends, or like I went to go work when I was 15. I was dance teacher. For example, I missed a lot of school classes. For example, when my dad dropped me near school at 8 a.m. and he went back around 4 p.m. to pick me up. All this time, I was not at school. I was in a dance studio and work because I needed money to buy stuff for content. And when he noticed, and he's like, no, you're a girl, you can't go, you can't, like, hip-hop is not for girls. Like, bro, what are you talking? And I started hiding it too, and then I decided to try to like make a dance video for my social media. So it was like basically all trends, it was dances, you know, and I tried to film like dance video. I really like it. I really like this time. Oh my god. And I hid it for the whole time. I hid it because my dad was my hater, the biggest hater. He's like, oh my god, no, you can't do social media. What are you trying to do? Like, what? Just go to school. Basically, I just was at home the whole time, and the only one thing what I tried to do is dancing.
What was like the first video that you had go viral?
Oh, it was really weird video. Like basically, it was a lip sync for the really weird song. It was Russian song.
Okay.
I look like a drug addiction girl. And I posted, but I don't wanted to post it. I was like, just for fun. And I had no idea why my eyes looked so red in that video. And I was like, I posted, I was like, I'll delete it in a couple minutes, and then I forget about it, and when I just woke up, I see like 100,000 views.
Oh my god.
This is her video about her relationship with her father. Here she says her father never allowed her to have friends, did not allow her to participate in the extracurricular activities, or even didn't pay for her dance classes. He never let her follow her dreams or even make content. That was the disturbing point for her. So this is how bad parenting results. Kids are like wet clay, always ready to be molded into whatever form, size, and shape. They're like tiny plants that, when watered well, grow into lush green trees. Studies say if the kid is grown in an overly strict environment with a forceful behavior towards them with a lot of restrictions, they grow up to be a rebel. Their behavior can be more and more toxic day by day. When mixed in the group of people with the wrong mindset, they tend to pick up all the wrong habits at light speed. The conclusion out of this is people should unfollow such influencers like Nevada who are fake, spreading unreal and delusional impossibilities and ruining the minds of society. They should be unsubscribed to avoid toxicity. In today's fast-paced world where nobody has enough time to breathe, eat, exercise, and even rest, they should not choose to follow such influencers. There is toxicity everywhere, at the workplace, with the clients, finance, banks, and even in the relationships. So we as an audience who are in search of positivity and a ray of hope in this busy world turn more anxious and experience FOMO by the end of the day. The internet is vast, sky's the limit, but choosing the content that is best for your own mental and physical health is in your hands. You first subscribe to their channel for free and later pay the heavy fees to the therapists. Better take the precaution than later cure it. Millions of people follow Nevada. She skips her meals for 9 days straight. She acts insensible to the most serious situations. She is extremely unaccountable when it comes to finances. Her friend group is problematic. Her family isn't very well bonded with her. She's all against body positivity, and overall, she is one problematic creator on the land of the internet. As a sensible audience, our responsibility is to follow the right influence and avoid being manipulated. Let's step out of the delusional world and collaborate as an audience for a better society with authentic and outstanding entertainment.